to do that when Jackson Smith was killed, and we didn't see that happen. You know, we didn't see it happen for a very good reason. He's just sitting here comfortable in his white privilege, hanging out with his police buddies, and living his good life. So it's important, thank you, so important that we come here and disrupt his white privilege to let him know that we have our eye on him and we are watching, because these charges is completely unacceptable. That was murder, and we need murder charges. Right? That family who is just devastated, if they're seeing that video play over and over again on the news, continued and repeated trauma. His mother said she wants 100% accountability. Right? She said there is no justice. She said nothing will ever bring her son back. There's not enough justice. But what she does want is 100% accountability. So I believe that that is our cause, that we continue to stand and make sure that Dante Wright gets murder charges. Actually, not Dante Wright, it will be Kimberly Porter, gets charged with murder. We know that was not truly an accident. You know, accidents are like spilled milk, right? Not spilled blood. And we need to hold her accountable, because that is just completely unacceptable. And like we saw with Officer Muhammad Noor, they threw the book at him. Threw the book at him for something that would have been an accident. Something where we don't see black officers just hunting white people, you know, for sport or for family tradition and whatnot. But he did not get the same treatment as Kimberly Porter. So we want to make sure that Kimberly Porter is treated like she were a black man, right? Killing a white woman. We just want to make sure that the neighbors know that they are harboring a white supremacist, that they are harboring someone who does not value black lives, right? Because now we have a pattern, right? 1 is an incident, 2 is a coincidence, 3 is a pattern. So this is a pattern of not valuing black lives. So, no justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
Okay, so coming up next is going to be Muhammad from Kent.
First, I'd like to greet you all with the salam of Islam. Assalamu alaikum. Salam means peace. My name is Muhammad Ibrahim. I'm the Deputy Director of Care Minnesota. Alaikum salam. So, indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. And when we say the whole damn system, we literally mean the entire system. And Orput is just one part of the system. And that system, the way that it's designed right now, is forcing all of us to be outside demanding for what is our basic human right, and that is justice. And think about what we're doing outside, and think about the space that we are holding right now. We witnessed yet another young black king have his blood spilled by another police officer. And yet, while we have a current trial of one of the deadliest modern-day lynchings we have seen by a black man by another police officer, you would expect that these police officers would know a little better. You would expect that these police officers would have a little bit of accountability and not kill another black man while another police officer is on trial. You would expect that they would not kill one of us again. But yet, before that trial is over, we have another young black man that is killed. And an accident is when you stub your toe. An accident is when you spill milk. An accident when your wife, when you're walking out the room, and your wife is like, oh, don't turn off the light, and you accidentally turn off the light. That's an accident. But what is not an accident is a police officer who is training other police officers, who's been in the force for 26 years, accidentally mistakes a taser that has a shorter barrel for a gun. And when the taser's turned on, there's a red light and a blue light. That's an accident. What Kimberly Porter did is not an accident. And the way that the system is designed to do is they use the media, they bring people, they bring experts to try to convince us that our own eyes are lying to us. They try to convince us that the feeling that we have in our gut is lying to us. They try to tell us that we don't deserve that justice. And they do that by coming in and militarizing us, occupying us, jailing us for standing up for what is right. And today, all of you here came and said, we will not accept that anymore. We will demand justice. And you all came today, left your homes. You guys could be watching Netflix, but you all have said enough is enough. Right? And next time when you come, you need to bring somebody else with you. Right? We need the crowd to double a little bit. Because the road to justice is going to be long and it's going to be hard, but we're going to be right here. And we're going to demand that justice. And Orput, he needs to go. He needs to go. Now imagine, you are the head, or you're representing the Minneapolis Police Officer Association, and now you are in charge of actually bringing crimes against your fellow colleagues. We can't accept this anymore. That is why we have another bill that is demanding for independent prosecution of the police, because the police do not have the ability to prosecute themselves. So let's just make it easier and get them out the way. Because we all deserve justice, and it sucks that we have to be out here, and it sucks that we have to continue to stand out here, but we will be here because it is always right to do the right thing. And I want to applaud all of you and thank all of you for being here. But if this is your first event, make sure this is not your last event. And if this is not your last event, make sure that you bring somebody with you. Thank you so much.
Coming up next, we have Dr. Allen from Black Lives Matter Twin Cities. Been holding it down in the streets. Been holding it down for the black youth. If you hear an Asada chant that's off the chain, it's normally coming from this individual right here.
Or some of these youth that are picking it up. Let's be clear. Man, thank you guys for coming so far. It's so crazy how far we got to travel just for justice in our own community, right? It doesn't even make sense. This dude should have a house right in the midst of where the problems are. But he gets to come out here in this nice quiet suburb, sit tight, while things just happen all around us in the Twin Cities. That ain't right. That ain't right. I feel like I have so many words, but not enough words. Because we are so sitting in this, just like in this spot where we're waiting on this jury to get started and the verdict to come back. And we're steady pushing for justice, or even something that might even look like justice, like just the mere recognizing that this was murder, right? Just mere murder. It's so crazy to me. It's just, we watch somebody pull out a gun and recklessly fire it and hit another person. That person loses their life. But then they still get a slap on the hand. This is America, y'all, when you're white. But when you're black, be a little hungry and walk in the store and grab a grape. Grab a grape. Watch how they follow you all through the stores, checking on you to make sure you ain't gonna get no chips too, or make a sandwich. You know what I'm saying? It's like, really, do I really have time to do all that? I just want to know whether it's sweet, right? So it's frustrating to me that there's such a huge divide in justice. The very simple things that we are not even allotted, like education. And I say that as a public school board member. Black kids are not getting the education that they deserve. Not even just deserve, that their black parents are paying for out of their taxes. They're robbing us in taxes, and then they're not educating our kids. Then they're using the money to mass incarcerate us, right? What kind of system is this? What kind of system is this? It's not fair. It's not just. And it's the reason why we have to keep showing up to county attorney's office, to the mayor's office, to the legislature, to the school board, to their houses, to the city council. Spot after spot, though. We can't just do it once, because we fought hard for George Floyd. Who fought hard for George Floyd? We fought hard for George Floyd. And it seems like it would make sense that legislation would shift. But we got a white supremacist sitting in the chair, not even allowing to hear our voices. So we have to take to the streets some more. Nah, Winkler. What a governor. He's a problem too. But you know, I like to get specific. I get right in there. You know what I mean? The governor is a problem. He is a real problem. The way he's deploying all this warfare on our young people, it is really just making me sick. As I watch what's happening, I'm proud of my young people for hitting the streets. And it's showing me that the work that I put in previously, it wasn't in vain. Because I know when the revolution comes, it's led by young people. We might get in the streets and yap, jap, and believe we can fight, right? But it's when these young people get in these streets, that's when it's going to be a big win. And so I'm proud of the young people that are out there doing this work. Without them, I have absolutely no hope. I feel like I'm just constantly repeating myself. Started with Rodney King. So tick back, right? I'm just constantly repeating myself. Over and over and over again. But guess what? The youth are mobilizing. They're smarter. They're stronger. They're more strategic. They're thinking about the bigger picture. They're recognizing the impact that this stuff has on their lives, and they're pushing for the change that we need. Thank you. Thank you, young people. My energy is super low today. As y'all can tell, I come to the mic, I'm hyped, right? My energy is low. I feel like I'm just sitting in this spot though. And I know we're all here together, and that helps. And when we keep showing up, that helps. And at night when things go down, that helps. In the daytime when we show back up again, that helps. It's okay for us to be not okay sometimes. As long as we get some rest like I'm going to tonight, because I'm going to get back up tomorrow and I'm going to be rowdy. So thank you guys all again for coming out. Thank my young people for leading up here. My young people who've been leading in the streets. Thank you to Nakima Levy Armstrong. Give Nakima Levy Armstrong. Real quick, I'm just going to tell y'all something, man. I've always been a revolutionary at heart. My dad called me Little Angela Davis growing up. So I was in the schools and in the rec centers figuring I could make a change for black kids by navigating classrooms and those type of things. And I was sitting there watching the news one day and Nakima Levy Armstrong hit the screen. I said, we have made it. She is a professor at St. Thomas. She is a law professor. She's from California. She's speaking that truth like that. I didn't even know her, and I remember walking out of the principal's office, and I looked back and said, you might want to get it together because there's somebody down the street coming for you. Because I'm telling you, I saw the fire in her eyes, and I've continued to see her show up. I'm tired. My energy is low, but Nakima is a machine. And she will take a quarter out of her, and she'll plop it into me, and she'll say, grab that mic, we're going. And I love you for that. Because you keep me pushing, you keep me focused, you keep me grounded, and you make sure that my eyes stay on the prize, along with thousands, and I'm going to say it again, thousands of people in the state of Minnesota. Thank you so much for all the work that you've been putting in. Seriously, I love you. Black lives, they matter here. Black lives, they matter here.
lives, they matter here.
Let's get it, y'all.
Let's give Chantel another round of applause. There we go. Yeah, and just to echo what Chantel was saying, when it comes to Nakima, today was a little like last second, obviously. Today was a little like, y'all know what we're doing? No. Do y'all know? No. But Nakima's leading us, so we're going to be all right. We're going to be straight. We're going to be straight. Hey, I'm going to follow her. But all right, coming up next to the mic, we have Dr. Raj from the Minneapolis NAACP.
Listen, the first police reform started in 1896, right? The law they tell us every day is that police reform. We need more money for police reform. Under Dayton, we spent $70 million trying to fix the police system. Enough is enough, right? We say enough is enough. Say it, enough is enough, right? We are no longer subjected to reforming and fixing and fighting with the police. We are against the police. We are against the enforcement. Right? Last night we saw, right, at Brooklyn Center, about 500 or 1,000 cops trying to arrest us because we were there fighting for justice. Right? The millions they spent in bringing these cops, all from Duluth and everywhere else, right? People came in here to question our right to stand in front of that police department that continues to violate our rights, right? It's about time we stand up, right? I got arrested, right, all the way up to the bus, and there were too many of us there. So they say, okay, here's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna just give you a ticket, right? Unlawful assembly. Fuck that shit, right? Fuck that shit. What the fuck is the unlawful assembly? This is my right to stand here, y'all. Right? This is my right to protest against your fucked up system that continues to screw and claim people's lives without any form of justification. Right? I felt threatened. What the fuck is that? Right? Why do cops always say that? I felt threatened. Right? They make sure they register that voice before they shoot somebody. Right? That's it. Right? Please understand, these are all ways that cops know how to claim their Bill of Rights. Right? We got to get rid of that Bill of Rights for y'all. Yes. Right? These Bill of Rights continue to protect our police officers here in the state of Minnesota, right? The nicest state. What a lie, right? Right? What a lie, right? We are no longer buying into those ideas of nice state. We're no longer buying into these ideas of police reform. We need to question our foundations that are giving money to the police department to work with the city, right? What the fuck is that? Why would I be a billionaire and give money to a system that continues to oppress people? Right? It's time for us to stop all of these public lynchings. Right? I remember calling the governor's office, right, talking through Carlos Mariani, right, to the governor's office and realized and told them and informed them about the 100th anniversary that was coming up. Right? That George Floyd was murdered. Right? I said, this is a public lynch. Right now, 100 years later, right? The press secretary, right? One of his press secretaries. Oh, I didn't know that. Right? I did not know that. These are the people who work for us, on behalf of us. Right? Bullshit. You're not working on behalf of us. Right? Fuck the Democrats, y'all. Right? I'm done with Democrats. I'm done with conservatives. Right? We need some socialists. Right? Some humanity in this work. Right? We are about repairing the home.
next speaker now. She does not know that I'm calling her up. She's an elder in our community. And when we were on the way up, she called me. She's like, Nikema, we need to slow down. It's people way back there. And I'm like, well, everybody got the address. And then she thought she hung up the phone. I could hear, she said everybody got the address. They need to slow down. I'm just like, okay, Mama Rose, I hear you. That's what elders do, right? She was a Black Panther in Oakland, California. She is a mother of the movement. She is a mother of the movement. A freedom fighter. She holds it down. Her birthday is next week. Let's give it up for Mama Rosemary Neville.
On my phone is hung up. I'm not texting. I didn't say nothing bad about it. You know how it's old folks are. We got a fuss. I'm so glad that